Om Tava Kathāmritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibiriditam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Shrimadattatam Bhuigrunanti Ye Bhurida Jana. We are studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna and we are in the conversations of 24th December 1883, Monday. And we'll go back a little to pick up from in English. Sri Ramakrishna was resting after his midday meal when Surendra, Ram and other devotees arrived from Calcutta. It was about 1 o'clock. While M was strolling alone under the pine trees, Harish came there and told him that the master wanted him in his room. Someone was going to read from the Shiva Sangita, a book containing instructions about yoga and the 6 centers. We understood this, that Sri Ramakrishna wanted him to be present on all important occasions, especially when he is in Dakshineshwar itself. In Bengali, those who are following should find, just now find and it is lost, Tritiya Pariched of that particular date, and heading is Rakhal Ram Surendra Latu Pravruti Bhakta Sanghe. Those who are following other language editions should find in 24th December the subheading Rakhal Ram Surendra Latu with them, unke saath. That we should find out. And we have picked up from there. We have read one para. M entered the room and saluted the master. The devotees were seated on the floor, but no one was reading the book. That means it has not yet started. Sri Ramakrishna was talking to the devotees. So, important event, Master Mahasaya is called back. Master, the gopi cherished ecstatic love for Krishna. Call it ecstatic love, okay. Prema Bhakti, I would translate as loving devotion. Devotion, experiencing love. There are two elements in such love. In this devotion, there are two elements. In the Prema Bhakti, there are two elements. I-ness and my-ness. That is not I and my about our body, all relating to God. I-ness is the feeling that Krishna will be ill if I do not serve him. That is I. I as the more important in the life of incarnation. Without me, how will he live? So this ahankar, this abhiman is an element of loving devotion. In this attitude, the devotee does not look upon his ideal as God. He knows he is God, but his present attitude, direct attitude is that I have to take care of him. He is a child, he does not understand anything. I have to look after him. This makes the devotee's mind go closer to the Lord. Mindness is to feel that the beloved is my own. The gopis had such a feeling of mindness toward Krishna. Now this my own does not belong to others, but very close, whom I can call my own dearest, whom I can tell everything from my life, with whom I can behave as I like. That is my own. that they would place their subtle bodies under his feet, lest his soul should get hurt. So, consideration for the Lord. He is my Lord. I have to love him. I have to protect him. I have to see that because I love him, because he loves me, it should not injure him in any way. That is the minus. So they are putting their subtle bodies. That means the bodies themselves has become subtle. Not that the gross bodies are apart. Their subtle bodies mean the bodies have become subtle, as we found in Thakur's talk on 24th August 1882, that a body of love is born. And with that love body, they sport with the God. So this love body is called subtle body, and this love body, they put it, same body, but it is called love body now. They put it under his feet, lest his soul should get hurt. So he should not walk on the bare ground. He should not walk on the forest lanes. So we put our bodies, he can walk on our bodies. That is the ecstatic love. That is the minus element in the ecstatic love. Yashoda remarked. So example of I-ness is Yashoda, the foster mother of Sri Krishna. I don't understand your Chintamani Krishna. Krishna was called by many devotees as Chintamani. That means there is a pearl. If you hold it in hand and express any desire, it will be fulfilled. That is the Chintamani. Wish fulfilling pearl. So I don't care about your wish fulfilling pearl, Krishna. To me, he is simply Gopal, a cowherd child. The gopis also said, oh, where is Krishna, our beloved? Where is Krishna, our sweetheart? They were not conscious of his being God. So the awareness is there, we have found in the Bhagavata, but the present attitude is our lover, our beloved. So both the I and minus has been exemplified in Yashoda and the gopis. It is like a small child saying, my daddy. No, that daddy may be a social figure. He may be the CEO of a big company. He may be even the king. But for the child, he is my daddy. Because I love him and he loves me. If someone says to the child, no, he is not your daddy, the child says, yes, he is my daddy. So somebody contradicts the child will not accept that. He may be, somebody may be telling, oh, he is a big man and I don't know, no, he is my daddy. God incarnating himself as man behaves exactly like a man. So this happens only when God is incarnated as a man. About the abstract God, we do not have this feeling. About the Devi manifestations like Shiva and Parvati, and we do not have this feeling. So this is when God incarnates as man. The very purpose of incarnation is that people can love him in the way they like. That is the main purpose, not killing some demons. That is called nimitta, a pretext on which he takes human body. But his purpose of taking a human body is that people should behave him in more natural manner, seeing him as a man. God incarnating himself as man behaves exactly like a man. So people can behave with him like that. That is why it is difficult to recognize an incarnation. Now God becomes an incarnation to help people in their spiritual growth. But the other side is that when you line incarnation, some people say, what is that? He is also a man. so difficult to recognize him. That requires a loving eyes. That requires a spiritual receptivity. When God becomes man, he is exactly like man. He has the same hunger, thirst, disease, grief, and sometimes even fear. But remember, his inner consciousness is that one Chetan is throughout the world. So without losing that consciousness, his mind and body behave like man. If your mind does not behave like man, how shall we see only a human body? So sometimes even fear, hunger as a human being, thirst, disease, that is an important point because the Puranas glorify, magnify him to such an extent that God can never have disease. And that is an obstruction in the real love. And those who feel like that, it's very difficult for them to love Sri Ramakrishna throughout their life. I knew a person, my eldest brother. He used to love and adore Sri Ramakrishna. He had even a photo, always with him. But then he found, oh, Sri Ramakrishna suffered from cancer. And then his devotion subsided. He changed that photo in the same frame. He had perhaps Napoleon at that time and then Edison. So disease, grief, how can God weep? When I was taking classes in Shillong Center, I was talking about Sita Prajna. And I said, Valmiki has given the reply to Arjun asked a question, what are the characteristics of a Sita Prajna? So this Valmiki has already replied thousands of years back. See Rama. You know the story? Valmiki was a rishi, a sage. And one day he saw a crouch bird couple copulating with each other, and some hunter from a distance shot an arrow and killed one of them. And the other spout is weeping and beside herself. So a poetry came out of Valmiki for the first time. We have Vedas. Vedas, poetry, song, everything is there. But in the Laukik field, a poetry was first born. So Valmiki consulted Narada, the sage. What should I do with this new power which has come in me? Poetry. Narada told him, poetry is to be used only for one purpose, establishing dharma, ideal in society. Then Valmiki asked, shall I imagine some ideal? He said, no, you have not heard about Rama? And Narada describes Rama in 100 stanzas. Oh. It is incorporated in Valmiki Ramayana. Oh. And that is called Adi Ramayana.
Oh, it's part of Valmiki Ramayana. It's a part of Valmiki Ramayana.
It is part of the Valmiki Ramayana. Oh. Valmiki is telling, Narada told me like this.
Full description of Rama.
Huh?
Full.
Yes, in 100 shlokas. Characteristics.
Oh.
We have studied it in our matriculation or somewhere. Oh. So you study him in detail and describe to people. That was his command. I have described to you Rama in a nutshell. You find out. You describe him in as detail as you can. That will serve the purpose of your poetry. That is how this Ramayana came into existence. Now there, Rama is behaving like a man. There is a famous story there. When after killing Ravana and Kumbhakarna, Sita, who was in Ravana's prison in Ashok Garden, was released. And somebody, Vibhishan or somebody said, bring her in a palanquin. Rama said, no, let her walk and come here straight. Let her be seen by everybody. And then he talks in such a way, it was the honor of my family that I released you. But 1 year you were here. So you go with anybody you like. You want to go with Bibhishan, go. Like that he talked. And Sita was cut to pieces. And Sita asked Lakshmana, please light a fire for me. I don't want to live. That is the Agni Pariksha. Rama did not ask her to give a test, but he used such bad words. Sita said, I don't want to live. And if I have thought of any person slightest other than Rama, I don't want to live. At that point, Hanuman said, who is Rama? He had more faith, personal experience about Sita. But then when Rama looked at him, he is Rama's obedient servant. And Lakshmana, with a broken heart, he lights the fire. At that point, all the gods, led by Brahma, come to their seat. And Brahma thinks, Sita is absolutely pure, and Rama knows it definitely. Why is he doing like that? So he asked Rama, do you know who you are? Straight question. Rama's reply, yes, I know. I am a man, the son of Dasharatha.
Oh.
Straight away.
He doesn't say his real Vishnu or something like that.
Nothing.
Oh, he didn't knew or he didn't.
His words.
Oh.
I forget the Sanskrit words. Maybe Manushoham Dasharathat Maja, like that. Taking that, some modern scholars say, why you take Rama as avatar? He himself says, I am a man. But they don't understand that if he is a man, what worries the gods had for him, why Brahma should come to him. Anyway, now talking on that topic, authors subsequent to Valmiki, especially Tulsidas. Now we say Tulsi Ramayana. Ramayana is the name given by Valmiki. He is not interested in describing biography of Rama. Ayana means walking. And is not interested that Rama walked to the forest. Walking is a symbolic thing. In Hindi, we say chal chalan. Chal also is walking, chalan also is walking. But chal chalan means characters. So Valmiki's interest in describing Rama as told by Narada as an ideal man.
Oh.
God as ideal man. What Leela Prasanga does with Thakur. So that is what Valmiki is interested. Now that has taken such roots in all the Indians that we call all subsequent books by the name Ramayana. Tulsidas calls his book as Ramacharita Manasa. Charita, biography, is like the Manasa lake. And there he wants to describe only Rama as God. Because his purpose is different. His purpose is that to cultivate devotion for Rama in the minds of the public. He is not depicting him as an ideal man. He is God, let us worship. That is the only object. So he plays some tricks which are ludicrous. Maybe a great book and all that. The question is, how does Ravana touch Sita? Is a question, not in Valmiki's mind, but in the minds of Kamba Ramayana, Krityavasi Ramayana, Tulsi Ramayana. They deal with their own way. Kamba Ramayana says that Ravana dug the earth and with the earth he carried Sita, so he did not touch Sita. And Tulsidas has gone ridiculous way. Without the knowledge of Lakshmana, Rama gave Sita to the forest god, to the fire god. How and why we do not know. Where? And at the time of Agni Pariksha, this Sita was burned, Maya Sita. Agni gave him a Maya Sita in exchange. And this Maya Sita went into the fire and fire god returned the actual Sita. All for a single purpose that Ravana cannot touch Sita. Now, the ludicrous point is that for this Maya Sita, Rama is weeping bitterly. So that is the ludicrous point. Then it says behaving like a man, natak like a man. Understood? Now I am coming to the story which I was telling.
No, you say I am son of I am human being and son of Dasharatha. What happened after that? When Rama said to Brahma?
Because God has to behave like a man. That is what Thakur is telling.
That was his point.
That is the point. In Leela Prasanga, again and again, Sardan Swami is saying, unless we study both the sides, we cannot understand. Because many points in Thakur's life will be no meaning, mad-like meaning. So taking him as man, when we study, we understand he is not man. Rama showed his glory, not only touching the stone and becoming Ahilya. That people say because the Rishi had cursed Ahilya like that, so it happened like that. But when Shurpanakha came and on Rama's command, Lakshmana cut her nose and ears, she went shouting to her brothers, her condition. And they had 14, Ravana's brothers, they had 14,000 demons with them. And they all came to attack Rama. Ram, Sita, Lakshman. Rama told, let Sita go into the hut. Lakshmana, you protect her. I shall fight with these 14,000. So by his actions, it is proved that he was God. So many things. So that is what Thakur is telling, that God behaves like a man. He grieves. That was the point. I was telling that in Shillong, I was taking a class. And I said that this Sita Prajna has been replied by Valmiki. Here is Rama, he says. To that, anyway, the Mahanta there, who is now a trustee, he said, but Rama wept. So how the question came? We have a wrong idea about Sthita-Prajna. We have no idea about Sthita-Prajna. And we identify Sthita-Prajna with a wall, no reaction, no reaction. Even there are some sampradayas in India who become, that is called stoicism in the Western philosophy. Stoic, not affected by anything going on in the world, like a wall. Is Rama a wall? Are the Sthita-Prajnas walls? What the Gita tells. He experiences the joy and sorrows of the whole world. We see that in Thakur. We see that in Holy Mother. So, Rama wept is the question. So I said, who told you that Rama, Sthita-Prajna does not weep? That was the talk. So here in the Gospel, we clearly find he behaves like a man. Now, take Krishna and Yashoda. When Yashoda beats him, does he not weep? Tumhara paay dhari, let me catch your feet, don't beat me, mother. When God becomes man, he is exactly like man. He has the same hunger, thirst, disease, grief, and sometimes even fear. Fear in Thakur, it did not go to Gaya and all that is a different thing. In Holy Mother, we can describe it. She was born and lived in the village. She had not seen tap water. So when she came to Calcutta, she first saw the tap. And when she opened the tap, hissing sound came. You know that when water has not flowed continuously, first air comes, hissing. And she said some snake has entered that tap. So fear. But when it is needed, no fear. That Bhakti, those dacoits came and she made them father and mother. So it is all like that. Huh? They are expert in deceiving us like that. Really, huh? Not making a show. Rama was stricken with grief for Sita. Krishna carried on his head the shoes and wooden stool of his father Nanda. They shifted from Gokul to Vrindavan, the whole village. So at that time, Krishna is carrying Nanda's shoes on his head and the asana on which he used to sit. Because he is man. And that is only why people can love them. They are their own. In the theater, when an actor comes on the stage in the role of a holy man, now outside example for this, huh? He has come on the role of a holy man. He behaves like one and not like the actor who is taking the part of the king. He plays his own role. You know, somebody offered him money. He did not take. And then he went and changed his clothes and came and said, now give me the money. So I am a sadhu, I cannot accept money. Exactly like that. After this, you had read yesterday and explained. You are not there. No, from today's function. Huh? Once an impersonator dressed himself, so some more examples are there, as a world-renouncing monk. Oh, this actor is an impersonator. The detail which I told her now. Please, that very thing is explaining. Pleased with the correctness of his disguise, some rich people offered him a rupee. A rupee was a big thing in those days. No? He did not accept the money, but went away shaking his head. Afterwards, he removed his disguise and appeared in his usual dress. Then he said to the rich people, "Please give me the rupee." They replied, "Why you went away refusing our present? Why do you ask for it now?" The man said, "But then I was in the road of a holy man. I could not accept money. Likewise, when God becomes man, he behaves exactly like a man." Thakur's example. Nowadays, we renouncing monks go on accepting money like anything. But Thakur's renouncing monk. And we feel we are obliging them. Today, some poor devotee came. And I took him from here to there, Nilambar house and back. So I was walking in and through. By the time I came back to my room, 750 rupees pranami I got. They don't know me or anything. And how can I say no to them? At Vrindavan, one sees many places associated with Krishna's life. So, describing a avatar, Thakur has told about Vrindavan. With Krishna's life. Now, the same thing is about Kamarpur. During when Thakur was in Kashipur, Master Mashai, with Thakur's permission, went to Kamarpur. And after coming back, he said, I brought some dust from there. Everywhere he felt Thakur, Thakur, Thakur. So it has become a place of pilgrimage now. Surendra, we were there during the holidays. Now topic has changed from here. Because Vrindavan name came. So Surendra said he had gone there. We. Visitors were continually pestered for money by the local pandas, by the Vairagis maybe, but by the pandas mostly. Priests. The priests and others asked for it continually. We told them that we are going to leave for Calcutta the next day. But we fled from Vrindavan that very night to avoid them. This Thakur did not like at all. Master, what is that? Shame. You said you would leave the place the next day and run away that very day? What a shame. When Thakur does not think it is something spiritual, he is outright in condemnation. Surendra embarrassed. Here and there, so he is changing the topic. Here and there, we saw the Babajis in the woods practicing spiritual discipline in solitude. You know that? What is called that? Coop or something. It's a hut, but this shape. Conical shape. And there is only one door. And they sit back to the door so that people should not describe. That is their tapasya. So that he want to tell.
This is in Vrindavan or everywhere?
Vrindavan.
This is not other places?
No. This is special of Vrindavan. And in the vicinity also. Here and there we saw the Babajis. Babaji means Vaishnava sadhus. They are not called sannyasi. They do not do virja. They grow big beard and all that, the Ramayatis. Austerity, Jatadhari and like that. Their ashram is just behind our kuti in Rishikesh. Ramananda, Sannyas Ashram or Sannyas Ramananda, some name like that. Santa Ashram. Master, Thakur is catching on that point. They did not give to the priest, na? Did you give them something? Did you give them anything? Surendra, no, sir. He has seen from a distance. They are not coming and asking you. But we should give them. Master, that was not proper of you. One should give something to monks and devotees. Devotees means the Vaishnava Babaji, na? Not to household devotees. Those who have the means should help such persons when they meet them. Now he's telling about himself. I went to Vrindavan with Mathura Babu. The moment I came to the Dhruva Ghat at Mathura, in a flash, I saw Vasudeva crossing the Yamuna with Krishna in his arms. So, Dhruva Ghat means, what is the story? We have repeated many times. That Kansa wanted to kill, and as soon as the baby was born, the divine command for Vasudeva was to carry him to Nanda, his friend. So the guard slept and all that, he came out. And from there, he went to Nanda's. That ghat is called Dhruva Ghat. It is told here, a bathing place in the Yamuna, where according to tradition, Vasudeva, the father of Krishna, crossed the river carrying the newborn child through a stormy night. Now, cross the river is a wonderful thing, wrong thing. Crossed in the sense he went through the river, because Gokul is on the same bank as Mathura. But he could not go through the forest, or the people will catch him. So that is why he went through Yamuna. We can call it crossing, definitely, because he is going through the water. One evening, I was taking a stroll on the beach of the river. There were small thatched huts on the beach and big plum trees. It was the cow dust hour. You know cow dust hour? When the cows come back, it's loaded with dust. So a cow dust hour. The cows were returning from the pasture, raising dust with their hooves. I saw them fording the river. So they come across the river and they walk through the river when the river is not very deep. Then came some cowherd boys crossing the river with their cows. No sooner did I behold this scene than I cried out, "Oh Krishna, where are you?" and became unconscious because of the feeling of separation. Boys are coming, but where is Krishna among them? I wanted to visit Sham Kunda and Radha Kunda. There are two kundas near Vrindavan. And there are Puranic stories about them. One was for Krishna's breathing place, one was for Radha's breathing place. So Sham Kunda and Radha Kunda. And great tapasya is done there. Our Brahman Swamiji did tapasya near this kunda. So Mathur Babu sent me there in a palanquin. We had a long way to go. Food was put in the palanquin. While going over the meadow, I was overpowered with emotion and wept, "Oh Krishna, I find everything the same, only you are not here. This is the very meadow where you tended the cows. Hriday followed me on foot. I was bathed in tears. I couldn't ask the bearers to stop the palanquin. That much weeping. So they are carrying the palanquin and Hriday is following. At Shamkunda and Radhakunda, I saw the holy men living in small mud huts. So they are there.
Bengali is a chupdi.
Huh?
This is a chupdi.
Huh? Small huts. Small mud huts. Facing away from the road, that is what I'm telling, lest their eyes should fall on men. They were engaged in spiritual discipline. One should visit the 12 grove. 12 grove? In Bengali, what is that?
Dwadash Ban.
Dwadash one, huh? Where to find out? Somewhere. I have not heard of it. Dwadash. I missed about it. When we read gospel, we do not pay particular attention to everything. We should check on this. Huh?
Oh, there's Madhu, Kumud one, Bahula one, Kam one, Khadir one. Like there are 12 ones are there.
Kot one, Kame one, Kumud one, Kokila one, Khadir one, Tal one, Bahula one. Yeah.
Seven are on the west side of
Dwadash one, Yatra, 84 course. Okay. Okay. Now I can describe that there are two pradakshinas there. One is around the Govardhan mountain, that much. And the other is that whole area is called Vraja. Vraja means pasture, you must say. Vraja actually means walking, but it is the cow meadows. And that is this described here. So many kilometers, it takes about 7 days to go. And on that route, there are smaller forests.
from Govardhan to this meadows.
Govardhan is small. That is a different pilgrimage altogether. But there is a pilgrimage covering the whole of Vraja, Vrindavan, Gokul, Barsana, Mathura, all that. Oh. Not beyond Mathura, but that is called Vraja Bhumi.
All these places.
Yes. So circumambulating the Vraja Bhumi. There on the way here and there are Vanas. And there are 12 of them. So that is Dwadashva. Okay, important thing we saw.
This is 7 of them are on the west coast.
7
of them are on the west coast of Yamuna, 5 are on the east coast. Both sides.
On the road.
No, on the side of Yamuna. 7 are on the one side, 5 are on the other side.
They cross?
It's said
maybe. But in that prediction, it is not crossing.
Oh.
One should visit the 12 grove. He could have said groves, but it is not the groves one is visiting, that pradakshina. So he says 12 grove. 12 grove becomes the name of the whole place. I went into Samadhi at the site of the image of Baku Bihari. Now, there are several Krishna temples in Vrindavan. So one of them is Baku here. Baku means Krishna standing, one leg on the other. So bent. Baku means bent. Vihari is one place. So that is one of the best temples. In that state, I wanted to touch it. I did not want to visit Govindaraji twice. Govindaji. Govindaji is like a royal temple. Mere pomp and show more. दुई बार देखते चाहलाम ना. So once he had visited. In Mathura, I dreamt of Krishna as the cowherd boy. Hridaya and Mathur Babu had the same dream. So, that can be two things. One is the Sthana Mahatmya. It is proved that Krishna was born there. Because the place is filled with that spirit even now, and people had that dream. Or maybe Thakur's influence. But most probably, the Sthana Mahatmya. They were all discovered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, otherwise nobody knew where it was got. To Surendra. Now, Surendra must have become depressed by now. Twice he was scolding, but Thakur has stopped a spiritual thing. When Surendra said we had gone to Vrindavan, Thakur told his Vrindavan. And all totally spiritually motivated, as opposed to his. To Surendra, you have both yoga and bhoga. That means you love God and you enjoy the world also. There are different classes of sages, the Brahmarshi, the Devarshi, and the Rajarshi. Brahmarshi has two meanings. Actually, one who has experienced Brahman. The other meaning is he was a Brahman, now he is a Rishi. Devarshi means he is an exception. Among gods, there is a Rishi, and that is only Narada we know. And Rajarshi means among kings, there is a Rishi, like Janaka. There is another king, Ajatashatru in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Shukadeva is an example of the Brahmarshi. He didn't keep even one book with him. Very natural to him. An example of the Devarshi is Narad. Janaka was actually the same name. Devoted to selfless work, Janaka. Example of a Karma Yogi. The devotee of the Divine Mother attains Dharma and Moksha. He enjoys Artha and Kama as well. You know these four things? Dharma is firm grounding in virtuous life. The values are inculcated. The result is you will go to heaven or whatever that is. And with that firmness in values, you have to marry because you have desires. And with that firmness, you have to earn money also. And because you are having that firmness in virtue, leading a householder's life is like a test to you. Your honesty, your following the religion is tested like anything. And that makes you evolve. And when you are evolved, you don't care for any of them and seek moksha. That is the Hindu system. The devotee of the Divine Mother attains dharma and moksha. He enjoys artha and kama as well. Once he is telling you are a yogi and bhogi. Once I saw you in a vision as the child of the Divine Mother. You have both yoga and bhoga. Otherwise, your countenance would look dry if you did not have bhoga or yoga. The man who renounces all looks dry. Once I saw a devotee of the Divine Mother at the bathing ghat on the Ganges. He was eating his meal and at the same time worshipping the mother. He looked on himself as the mother's child. Here, what is the speciality? Anyway, not clear. Huh? Not observing the outside formalities that one can understand here. So must be a jnani.
Santan Bhav.
Santan bhav. But it isn't good to have much money. Shabash, he has again hit on his money. I find that Jadu Malik is drowned in worldliness. He was a good devotee. He honored Thakur. His mother was a greater devotee. So Thakur used to go to him. But he found him surrounded by flatterers and like that. It is because he has too much money. Navin Yogi too has both yoga and bhoga. I saw him and his son waving the fan before the image of the Divine Mother at the time of Durga Puja. So, devotee, you have not come across this name up till now, Navin Yogi. Navin Yogi. I think we read once. Dakshineshwar Nivasi Bhakta Navin Yogi. Oh. In his house, he had the Yatra performance by the famous Nilkant. Acha. When Bhairavi came, and Thakur did not want to stay in the Dakshineshwar, so he put her in Mandal Ghat. That is Navin Chandra Yogi's house and Ghat. And they welcomed her. And they made all arrangements for her and were very nice to her. So they are Thakur's devotees and they are rich people. Surendra, sir, why can't I meditate? So now Surendra's mind is working in a straight line. Master, you remember God and think of Him, don't you? Surendra, yes, sir. I go to sleep repeating the word Mother. Master, that is very good. It will be enough if you remember God and think of Him. This is a lesson. Many people, we don't meditate. What you can do, that you do. Sri Ramakrishna had taken Surendra's responsibilities on himself. That is Master Masha's comment. Why should Surendra worry about anything? That is Master Masha's comment.
Bengali it is not there. Bengali it is, that comment is not there.
नहीं होता.
No.
और अंग्रेजी तो ऐड के करे छे.
Oh no, अच्छा.
हाँ, okay.
Next.
So we stop here, huh? Om tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavivireeditam kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Shrimadatam Bhui Grunanti Te Bhurida Jana Bhui Grunanti Ye Bhurida Jana. Om, meaning is same. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.